Hello there. Well, I finally got my RCBS Universal Case Prep Center set up. I built a little workbench onto my reloading bench here. I've talked about this a few times in my other YouTube videos that my hands are getting old and they get tired quick. So Lillian felt sorry for me and bought this for my 57th birthday. What I'm going to do is show you how it works. I've got 6 308 shells here, primed and deprimed and resized. So we're going to run them through this thing. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas what I think that are good ideas and a couple of things I think that need improvement. Okay, so we've got our 6 cases here, and I want to mention to you that I looked at this unit and I looked at the Hornady unit, and I didn't like the vertical aspect of the Hornady unit. I'm sure it's okay. I really wanted this horizontal platform. So when I opened up the box on my birthday, October 18th, I brought it down here. I didn't really do anything. I built this little bench, and I knew exactly where I wanted it and how it was going to set up, right? Take it out. The first thing I do is I go to assemble it, and this is the handle that was with it. And obviously, it's not quite right. I don't know if it's finished being machining or belongs to some other tool of RCBS. This nose piece is incorrect, and you'll notice that there's not another hole for the linkage. So I emailed RCBS, and just under a month later, I had this brand new handle. So got it all together, figured out a couple of things that the instruction book really doesn't help you out with a lot of it. There it refers to one photo that isn't in there. It also refers to this key right here, this little set screw, as being a 1/8 Allen key. Of course it's not, it's way smaller than that. And I've looked at YouTube a couple of times, and I've noticed that this is a changed up version. So whether this is their ultimate, okay, let's go out and get the market share version, I don't know for sure. So anyways, how you do this, it's really quite simple. There is actually a micrometer on this little carriage here. These 2 set screws are kind of important. They let it move. And once you've set it up, it's simplicity in itself. You're also going to notice, and the instructions say it, you see this power coupler here? Obviously it can be, anywhere. But ultimately what ends up happening if you set up everything right, and it wasn't set up right when I got this product, but I took it all apart to see how it works and put it back together. So there's a shaft inside of a bushing inside this bushing carrier here. And so anyways, we've got the right pilot set up here. You put all your little pilot bits here. There's actually a tool here that if you take your cutter head off, and you'll see this in the instructions, and you put this in here, it's supposed to line up with the shaft, and you push everything forward so the bushing nut gets tightened up. Anyways, it says in the instructions. And that aligns everything to a point. What I found that they should have in the instructions, and I think this is my only biggest complaint, is you can't see it, but there's teeth in here. You see how they're spring loaded? I shouldn't have said teeth, there's like jaws. And literally that's what it does to your case, right? And what I was doing was I was pushing it all the way down, right? And now if you watch what happens here to the pilot, you see how it's below the pilot. Like, it's going to end up on an angle, and this baffled me and baffled me. Finally, when I took a good look at it, I noticed that, okay, yeah, it sits right there, nice and neat. Otherwise, things like a 223 or 300 Magnum wouldn't be centered, right? So now when you push it on there, you see what happens. It's perfect. So that isn't mentioned in the guide or the instruction book. I don't know if it needs to be. Maybe I'm too anal. I was looking for bad things. But to me, that was the thing, that if they would have said, by the way, and maybe it does, I don't know. If you put your case cartridge in where the 2 little jaws are. So just like that, right? And it's dead center. So everything is dead center. I told you I had it apart a couple of times. This thing is absolutely perfect. So the next thing to do is, okay, we want to know how much too long this case is. So these cases, these are 308 Winchester, and I trimmed them to 2.010. So this is 10 thousandths too much, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in there like that, and we're going to run it all the way. I'm going to show you here. You see how we have to take up, and you only have to do this the one time. You see how we took up that space? So just push it nice and gentle to there. Now in theory, that's going to, it might take a little bit off. We've pushed kind of hard to make sure it's there. And we have this micrometer that lets this part of your little sled go ahead. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of brass spitting off of it. And we want to do this for sure, right? When you push the handle down, there's a micro switch on the other side that shuts this off, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to tip this up. We'll turn this off now so you can hear me. So anyways, we're going to just see where this case really is. So you see, when I pushed it ahead, it did add a little bit of pressure to it, and it's down to 2.015 inches. The smart thing to do would be to have a case of each cartridge that you load set up like this, you know, perfect with dummy written on it or whatever. That way you can just come in here, put it on there nice and light, and it's good to go for the rest. The reason I'm doing this is to show you how this micrometer works. Okay, so we've got our sled nailed down, right? We're going to put this back in here like this. What we want to do is take 5 thousandths more off. Okay, so you know me by now. I'm not going to take all 5 in one shot because I don't really trust these little hash marks. You can't see it, but there's a little indexing dot there, and we are on 0 if you can see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it 3 thousandths. Okay, I hate to throw a case away because I trimmed it too much. So we're going to move it 3 thousandths. Now let's just see what happens. Okay, so we've moved it 3 thousandths. If it moved 3 thousandths, I'm okay with it. If it moved 5, okay, well look at that, eh? It only moved 3 thousandths of an inch. So maybe it is dead on. So what we're going to do is then we're going to move the slide. We'll hope those last 2 thousandths are indeed 2 thousandths. So now we've got it the full. It only takes a second. Again, I'm just showing you how to set the micrometer if you don't want to read the instructions. Okay, so that actually took it 1 thousandth shy. I'm okay with that, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back, that 1 thousandth, and just check the next case, okay? I'm also going to show you the right way to do this, or not the right way, the most continuous way to do this. So what we want to do is we're going to do this one more time just to know. So that's 6 thousandths over. We'll put this in the carrier. Again, I'm just showing you how that micrometer works, right? Okay, so we're bang on. So that last 2 thousandths on the micrometer fooled us a bit. So the cool thing about this is it's going to be 2.010 inches each time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this in a continuous way. This speeds up things beyond belief. So I'm going to pretend I didn't trim those. We're going to do all 6, and I'll just show you how this works. So the case goes in. Trim it. We're going to put another case in. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to inside, outside on the neck. We're going to do the primer pocket. Literally, that's all it needs. On the brush, it's done. We're going to take the next one. Stops the machine. We're going to put another case in. And I gotta tell you, I think when I do this, I'm probably going to have headphones on and listen to some music. But I gotta tell you, for old hands, man. So there you go. That's how the Universal Case Prep Center works. Am I disappointed in it? No, absolutely not. I think this thing, I'm just going to literally try and wear it out over the next 20 years, and it's going to do nothing but make my hands feel a lot better. My old hands do get tired reloading. Like I said, if this was in the manual on exactly where that case went, I'd be okay with it. I know now, you know now. The continuity of this between trimming to finishing up your case so that it's ready to load. You know, the case mouth is really nice. The primer pocket's clean. You know, if you got to do a few more things, I typically deburr the inside of the primer pocket, flash hole, sorry. But other than that, it's a good machine, and I think it's worth every penny. Talk to you later.